الرحمن الرحيم. waxaan horta aad in mahad celinaya mudanayaasha mariyooyinka sharafta leh oo qaaliga dadka dhalinyarada iyo anaga oo dhan baan aad in salaamaya salaanta islaamka na haddana maanta aad baan aad u faraxsanahay inaan maanta waxaan halkan arkay ilaa maan aniguna cayaaray sanado badan meel cayaar jirto aroosyadana waan ka baxay intaan ku fakeray inaan shaqeeyo maanta waxay soo xasuusiseen inaan gabar Soomaaliya yahay na reer oo waxaan la jooga de walaalahay iyo dadkayga marka aad baan u faraxsanahay waxaan haddana doonayaan disho intaan weli sidaan meel u gaadhay iyo sida wax loo ganacsiga loo sameyn karo okay let me say in English. Okay. I'm so happy today and humbled to be here. And in my heart, I see that this is the place I belong. Because the culture and the things I saw here, it reminded me to know that I am a Somali. And to be happy that this is the way we are supposed to live. This is the way we have been brought up from when I was young. This is what I have known and our culture. So I want now first to thank everybody, especially Dr. Isman of Museum, the people who organized this in a very short notice. It shows that Somalis, when we decide to do things, we don't need even time, we don't need anything, we can do things very, very fast. The other issue I want to bring, you can see there was so many dance types, which were, some of it I don't even understand. But you saw the one which I stood, it brought the unity. And everybody stood, everybody danced, so this is what we need. I remember when I grew up in a place which is, I don't want to first start about my story, but I want to talk about what I saw here, is that when I grew up, we grew up in a small town. And we were minority in very small towns, which is in Western Province. And so every time, maybe if there is a wedding or somebody has died, we never even called other tribes, what I remember. It was only within ourselves, the Somalis. And one thing I know, I have never heard anybody asking that this person is this clan or this one. What I know, a grown-up auntie, she used to be Edo or Havariar. On the side of, and when we talk about any old man or who is, if it's a man, it should be Ader or Abti. But if he's much older, to be my awo, he's my awo. I have never had anybody in our times to say that, who are you? The other thing I want to say, that culture of Somali was very, very tough the time I was brought up, is that the children were for everybody. Everybody is concerned. And we used to fear when we get out of the house. I don't even fear my father and my mother, but I fear the awo or the ader or the abti who will see me on the road say, Amina, oh, mahal ka socota. oreerkaaga me garanay halka waa arki waan ku soo sheegi. So you see, it is already showing that everybody, it is the whole community's responsibility to make us to be the right people. So there was no hasidnimo, there was nobody. Every child, if they see something bad, I am telling you, there is no way they will sleep that day. They will come to your house and they will report you. And I want to say a very small story about myself first. I was very naughty because I was being taken to Mal'ama, and those time, the Ma'alins who used to teach us, Ma'alin always used to have sticks. They tell you, say alif, they are beating you. So I decided, when I leave my home, first of all, my mother will not allow me to stay at home. We have to go to Ma'alim's place. So I decided, instead of being beaten, I decided that I go and stay to some of my Havarers' house until the time others will go. Then I go home. So I think I managed 1 week to be in those jokes. After 1 week, Ma'ali came to her house and told my mother, what I'm asking you, did you remove Amina from Madarasa? She said, no. She comes. She said, no, I don't see Amina. I see your other sibling, but I don't see Amina. So my mother wondered, but she goes to school. She goes to my mother every day. So when she asked me, what happened? Don't you go to Ma? So I started lying, said that Ma'alin came here, so you have to say the truth. And where have you been going? So I said, I've been going, I think my auntie, that was called Weris, I go there. She said, you mean you leave your house? You don't go to the madrasa, and you are in somebody's house, and that is again another Havariyat's place. And she says, you go there. So I was stopped even to go to Mal'ama, and even my other sister. So what I'm just trying to say, right now, if anybody sees another person's her child as a problem, you will not see somebody going to talk about it, because people are fearing what that mama will talk about. Why are you coming to tell me about this? So I think, first of all, for us to be unity, we should bring back that culture. If one bring that culture, I think we'll be on the right path. So that's what I wanted to say, just because of what I saw, that we have the problem of disunity. Let's work together, because we need each other. Forget about within Somali. I want to give you an example. It's like recently in Kigali, all the African countries, actually 44 out of, I think, 53, have already signed to have one market, single market, customs market. If you produce goods, let's say in Kenya, you will be able to supply your goods to the whole of Africa without taxes. Once it has been taxed in one country, there's no need. So that means the competition is leaving to be in one country. So you're going now to fight markets for the whole country. So what I want to say, the business has no barrier. It has no tribe. It has no what. Where you think you can do business and you can speak to people, you can do things, let's open it for everybody. But if you are going to use the mentality of saying we must be the Wadani or the Kurmia, or, I'm just giving, by the way, I don't want Adana Mahkamad Kale, like Gelio, lakini I'm just, because Mahkamada waxaanu maleynay waa dhanka Soomaaliya un maxkamadan jiro, because meelahan kale oo dhan way ka bugsadeen hadalkan maxkamada ganacsiga. Anyway, kaasaan horta rabay inaan diin sheego, anigu qof ganacsiya baan ahay horta. For me, from day one diiday inaan idhaahdo waxaan ahay maskaxda aan ku hayaa anigu gabadha habar Yunis baana, Ilaahay baaba iga dhigay. That one I know, It's a fact and it can never be changed. That one I know. Lakin what I'm doing in Shego is that Sidan Kukorne before is the same way I'm saying where there is that Anku Shego that knew everybody was Edo, Havarian and all this. So it was also a one unity. And they used to do business by themselves. Hadu mel wahachiro wala kofka kaleba lo shege wariya halka kofka wahasa imka so dai, you know. So this is where the business is. Now, as I am a business person, for me, as I'm talking now, I'm looking at Africa. And I'm also being put on the leadership of Africa. I'm not being now looking at East Africa. I'm not, because I'm lucky, I'm a woman. And as I'm a woman, when we look at what I have done, we have very few African women who are in my level. So I'm not. So every time the Africa, when they are looking for because when they are looking for women who are in formal business, you said there is two business, the informal business and the formal business. When they look at formal business, they find people who are putting investments in the countries where they are. They find when they look at Africa, not like other continents. I think other continents are above us. When they look at Africa, my name, Alhamdulillah, crops up. And now that's where I am really looked up very high. So now I have finished that first. Just to be very, very clear about business. So I want to talk about my journey in a very short way and to say where and what are the opportunities. Then I would also want to ask questions. I want people to ask me questions which I'm ready and I think the ones I can't, I can answer. I want to say that I want to talk about myself and how we did. First of all, as I said, I'm Aamina Xersi Mooge. I'm born in my mother is Sarah Xersi Ali, and my father is Xersi Mooge. Of course, I have told you who they are. We are born in a place called Bungoma, which is Western Kenya. I want to say the problem, what made me to be successful it starts first of all with the roots of my family. My mother is a business person. My father died when I was 9 years, and she had six children. So what I want to tell you first of all is that I was brought up by a single mother. And this I think has happened to many Somali families, women who have the same. So what I want to say that when my father died, Alhamdulillah, with the Somali standard, she had a little collateral. And she had a hotel and she had a vehicle and also had a butchery. But what I want to tell you, my mother, even before, she had a business skill. She was just, from when she was young, she had the skill and she was somebody who was blessed in business. Although never went to school. This is the time when girls were never going to school and they were not allowed to go to school. So what I want to say with my mother, she always tells me about her journey and how she was successful. She said President Kenyatta at that time, in I think 70s, you know, Kenya took independence in 1962. But in 1970s, he came up with a scheme. And these are the things which I think we should push Somali government on this way. She said that and the government at that time made a way to say people who are Asians or Europeans should move from the small town to bigger town and leave the small town to the people who for the indigenous people. So what she said, they didn't say like how the president of Uganda removed people, but he said, but yani just in their system, so that to help the people. So when that happened, opportunity immediately came for the black people. Now, the Asians had already established themselves with business which is big, which is shops, wholesale distribution, hardware, and everything. So that opportunity came, and they had properties also in Bungoma. So they didn't have anybody else they could trust. And first of all, not to trust, they didn't have people who had money to buy off their business. But because now they were not getting any license to operate, they had to trust somebody at least to give that business for them to go to the main town, but at least get their money slowly. So it happened, they asked my mother, because she was one of the minority people there who they had very good relation with. So they asked my mother and said that, can you take this opportunity and you can pay us slowly? I know in this place, many people today, if they could be given that opportunity, and I'm talking about 1970s, they could not take that risk. But my mother accepted, and she took. And another thing I want to remind you on that is that she was not educated. And another thing, she was also, she was not knowing that business. So it's not that she was in that business, but because she had that business attitude of I can do, and she had the attitude to say she can learn, she decided to take that opportunity and that advantage without putting any money. If somebody is giving you business which is already running, it has a goodwill and everything. So she went there and took it and continued. So that is what I'm telling you. For me also to do big things, how I got collateral is, and when I say that these are people who are conservative and they accumulate wealth. So you should know now how she moved. She worked very hard because she knew that this is a lifetime opportunity, and she expanded her business. And Alhamdulillah, and then now again there was the government itself again, they had also given money to the banks as a grant to give it to small business setup of the Africans to help them to because they knew that they have come from independence, colonized, they don't have money. So the bank managers were the ones coming to talk to my mother, come and borrow money, and you'll pay it slowly and all that. So you see, at least at that time, the government at that time realized this is the only way to empower the people and to increase their livelihoods. So I don't want to talk much, but I just want to say the foundation where we came. Then my mother decided, she did very well. So I had my late sister who passed away, but she was almost like 11 months ahead of me. And we were like twins. And I have a brother, we are 6 siblings. My brother, older one, is older. Then me and my sister, then there are 2 boys and one girl. Right now we are survived with 4 of us who are alive, but 2 of a brother and a sister passed away. Now what I want to say, my mother decided, as any other African families, that the girls will not go to school. We'll go to school up to Form 4, but she told us that even if you bring what grade, you'll not go above Form 4. But I need you to come back to do business. For that, you can see, and I think this is where every family, and it's not only in Somali, by the way, So I cannot say that it's only Somali who has to say that the girl child should be educated much. Even if she does better, we should only give the money. But it's actually, that was all over the African people. That's what they believed. And let me tell you, I also analyzed afterwards, and I realized there was thinking is that the girl will definitely get married. So why do you spend so much money to the girl child? Alhamdulillah, for me, on my side, I think Allah had put me on that journey. And what I've realized also in life is that opportunities and chances, my chances and my blessings was in the business. So my mother now, why she said that also, she said because she never went to school and she had now expanded her business, she needed people who can work with her, who can keep confidentiality of her things. Because you see now, as she has not gone to school, everything she wants to do, a business plan and everything, somebody else has to do for her. So she has the minds and that, but she cannot put it in writing. But she's very smart to make plans, to say what she wants. But you see now, you are already giving somebody else the idea of what you want to do. So, and I told you, she's also from a place where they are very secretive. People who are conservative and they don't want anybody to know. So they are also fearing their shadow, that they need their own to be there. So Alhamdulillah, we worked with her, and I'm telling you, she was the best teacher for me. She was the best teacher, although very tough. Very, very tough, I'm telling you. If you pass my mother's school, you'll never fail in life. Never. Because one thing she taught me, and that's what is keeping me up to today, is that you don't get anything for nothing. Every morning you have to wake up very early. You have to show, if you are doing business, you should show everybody that is working for you that you own the place. The responsibility is on you. So you have to take more and more. And you should be more active. You should be more hardworking than the other people who are working for you. So they have to know, and you should understand your business better than anybody. So that's why I'm saying she used to make us work from 4 a.m. up to her work finishes almost 6. And the way also my mother teaches you, because she wants you to be at work latest 7 or 7:30. 4 a.m. she wants you to start knowing what you are going to plan for tomorrow, so you don't have to sleep. And she didn't want people to sleep in the morning. But what she wants also is you have to sleep very early. By 9, you have to sleep. So she gave me a very good discipline, and she gave me very good way of living, that you have to work during the day, and the night you have to sleep. So I want to talk this before now I continue with now my other success, is that if I can ask the women, the Mario Inca and my women who are here, if you can be given chance to do a whole day's job, and you can manage to achieve that, and at 6 you go to your house, you can still, now that is the time your children are coming from school, you can still have time to have your family, your what, up to 10, and you sleep. And again tomorrow you wake up in the morning. If you have small children, you can still, by 4 a.m. if I wake up, I can still plan what I want to do for them, if it is to make for them food. Because you see, even children at home, they need the mother care. They need somebody to talk to them, even if people have been helping you the whole day. So I don't think on the side of our women that we can give an excuse that because we are doing business, it becomes very difficult. If we only put ourselves like the way my mother taught me, is that you work during the day and at night, please rest and be also with your family. I'm telling you, you will never fail in life. You will never fail. That one is a testimony I should say here. Another thing I like, because of the Somali culture and the Islamic, which I always like up to today, which also keeps me to my toes. And I don't know the young girls and the people who are now who have come in, but for me, my brains, every time I'm fearing the awowo or the other, or suju ina kayar halka choga kada me mesha ku arkesit, those things is keeping me up to today. Today that I feel if Melan shukulu lahain, or I don't have to, it's better I'm at my home or I'm at my work. So I think those are two fundamental things to succeed in life, because those are the things we want. Now, I think by me talking that, I have already explained, first of all, the collateral. And now I'm going to talk a bit about my business in Uganda, to say the foundation. And my mother had has properties, and even now a lot of properties in Kenya, so I ran a family business. So I think that shows my journey. First of all, it's not that I just came from nowhere and I managed to get money and to do what I want. So I want to say in the two what I have talked about my mother is, I want three things from there. One thing is that I was already born in a business family, people who already taught me how to do business, the risk, the what, because from 18 years, I was already, from 9 years actually, so I was given a lot of tasks. Then after 18 years, I was now running business by myself. But now what I'm just trying to say, it's not like I came from school and started my business, which I had my own money. No. It is running a family business, which was there, and I was already it's like, just like law, you get your PhD and what, so which I was, first I went to school, and after that I went for accountings, then came back doing business in a small way, practical by Eden level. So if I always talk about the Masabir, but I think people know that when I finished college, my mother started and just gave me to start with the hardware business. So although she was in the grocery and others, so I was in the hardware. So I did the hardware business where I was started, I said, with my Sabir. Then Alhamdulillah, 2 sugar factories started in our area. And when that sugar factory started, they said they want to help the people in the community to do business. Alhamdulillah, because I went to school in that area, so the people who were employed mostly in that area were people who I went to school with them. And some of the girls, I was in a girls' school, which was very big in that western province. They also went, and some of them were married to maybe the bosses and that. So it's like you give business to the people you know. So, and that is how they started putting me now to get out of the Masabir issue, and also now telling me, Amina, you can do this, you can do this, and they were giving me ideas. So I did very well from there. Then after that, we got the opportunity where there was a boom in Uganda to sell goods, especially the country from 90s now, it was now getting out of the problems, and they wanted to build their country. So this is where I want also other people to know that also now there was now a new opportunity which has come for me. And this is where you see when opportunities come, if somebody was doing, let's say you have been doing restaurant only, you don't think about, can I also do this? So I took the advantage, and because also I had a lot of relation and people I knew in Uganda because of us being in Hududka at the border. And I want to remind you people a bit about Uganda and Kenya. From the time of independence, and I think even earlier than that, those countries were East Africa. It was one country. Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya. Even universities, when you could pass, let's say, you are in economics, like the former president of Kenya, Kibaki, went to school. He was taken in Uganda. He studied in Uganda. And Museveni studied in Dar es Salaam. So it was, the currency was one. Like person who, like me, was at the border, if I could take a train from Bungoma, I just hear that I am in Tororo. So there was no border. So if you see that I am successful in Uganda, it's already, first of all, we were already integrated people. We knew each other. We were doing business together. We knew each other. So it was not like, as people think, it is a foreign country to me. For me, in fact, I think I'm closer in Uganda than Kenya. Because Kenya, let's say where I am in Bungoma, to go to Nairobi is 500 kilometers. But if I want to go to Kampala, it's just 250 kilometers. So you can see it is very close. And not only that, from where my town is to enter the main gate of Hududkaya, Uganda and Kenya is Malaba. And that is only 33 kilometers from my home area. So, and if you look at the rain pattern, everything, the people who live there, they are all in both sides. So what I was just to tell you, it was a very easy place for me to do business. Alhamdulillah, we did, and I opened a hardware shop there, which was very good, one of the biggest in bringing distribution of cement. And why I'm saying that is that because Uganda did not have industries. The industry started almost like 1998. So I was almost the one who was like net supplier of so many things, sugar, cement, everything. And I had a very big network of distribution. So afterwards, when I saw that the country has become okay, I got a tragedy in 1998. Although I was doing now very big business with Uganda, I got a tragedy and I lost 2 daughters on road accident. Alhamdulillah, the same car was not carrying only my 2 daughters. It was carrying my 3 children. And one was my son, who was the youngest, 3 years, and the girls were 5 and 7. And it was too difficult for me because I realized it was, what have I done? What have I done to Allah that I lose 2 children immediately? But I prayed and asked for forgiveness. But because I was somebody who was well known in Kenya, people were still every time giving me condolences, making my mind every time to be very negative with life. And which I think sometimes we human beings, some things makes us to be, until you can think this is like end of you. So my mother was a bit brighter than me and told me, Amina, I think the best way is we are doing very well in Uganda. And now the place now is better. You know, an old person who wants to give you a mind of peace to see how you can get out of it. So she said, I think is the best way is you to go to Uganda and set up a business. Our business, instead of us doing briefcase business, can we now start the business there? So Alhamdulillah, I accepted. Alhamdulillah. Allah also wila qabtay, and alhamdulillah I managed to get my title in the fake name, but immediately I had signed with the guy that immediately I will pay you your money, you sign and I transfer. So once I managed to transfer, but immediately it didn't take so much, because you see this thing also was being fast tracked so that the buildings, and so the thing was so good that everything was something, at least if you have an investor who is very fast, everything should be fast tracked. Like how you go to an airport and you see how things are being fast tracked. So it was fast tracked. So what I want to ask you questions here is that how many people could have taken that advantage? How many people could have taken that wisdom and courage to say, this is actually I can do? It is very difficult, especially in Africa. Difficult. We will say, we will have two opinions. We will look at the risk. My children, my father, my who, sujui, can I ask my edo, can I ask my apti? I want, many, that one, these ideas, although I was the student of my mother, but I knew I was student in the hard times. But now this one needs a lot of courage. If I tell her what I'm doing, immediately she will say it will not work. So I decided this one, the way I'll go to grave alone, I'll also go with this one with a grave. So alhamdulillah, after that, I realized that the two plots I've taken, still I have to go to His Excellency and explain to him that actually I am the entrepreneur, I am the investor. And I decided in my heart that even if he decides he says no, Amina, you did not say that you don't have the capacity, alhamdulillah, I would like it to lose. But alhamdulillah, I told myself, at least I will have attempted to see that I can do something. So I went, in life, let me tell you what I have realized, is honesty is a very, very big thing. You see, when you work with people with the truth, with the honesty, people will really believe in you. But if you want, I knew I had lied. And I knew why I lied, because I could not have been given that chance. But now that I knew that I have everything in my hands, in my heart, because the way I was brought in a truthful place. People who were very clean, and everything is open, no hiding. My father never hid anything from my mother. Anything he got, he just gave her everything. You have it. You see, so I was brought up with that confidence, and I realized I cannot lie His Excellency that I am not the owner. And yet, one of the plot is just next to him. So at that time, alhamdulillah, I never knew him very well, but I had people from his people who knew him very well. So I made an appointment, went to see him. Alhamdulillah, another thing, he likes the Somalis. If anybody who loves Somalis is President Museveni. In his heart, the people he likes, and I'll not talk much, but he has even helped many of our people who are there, which I don't want to go into that, but alhamdulillah. And somehow I think he lived with them, that he had some ideas and understood the Somali people, when they say something, they mean it. So the trust was, I think, not built by me, but I think when he was fighting and that, he must have been living with some Somalis who were really, really his close friends, who really touched his heart to understand who a Somali person is. So what he said when I went to him, and I explained to him, and he said, but me, I want serious people.
how can you ladies say you can build this place? You can't. You know, it needs a lot of money. It has not. I said, Your Excellency, Rome was not built in one day. Another, I want to tell you, even as when we came to the world, we came with nothing. Even the ones who you think have done the best, one day they had nothing. Even the ones who inherited, there is a place where they started. But me, what I want to tell you, I really feel you give me this chance. This is a lifetime chance for me. You should allow me. Anyways, he looked me at me and looked at my face. But I mean, do you have the money? I said, Your Excellency, money is not everything. But I have a face. I have people who believe in me. Because I come from a background and family where we are trustworthy people, we are hard work people, and we have already portrayed that my mother, who never went to school, has been trusted by so much money, and she has really excelled from just running a restaurant to a very big entrepreneur in Western Province. So we have I can't tell you that I have all the money, but what I know, my face is money. And you're just laughing. Then he said, okay, Amina. And he had all his cabinet and all that. He said, okay, one thing, I'm just happy with you. With all the people who have shown interest here, you are the only woman. I have not seen any girl or a woman who has asked from the whole 20 things we have asked here. There is no woman. So, because of that, I know it's not possible and you will not do it. But let me see what women, how much up to where will they reach. So I'll try and gamble with you. So that day was like I was born again. When I left there, it's like the whole world. And I started calling people, and people, my friends, my close friends, I said, now I'm out of poverty line. Huh? I think it's a true story I'm telling you. I am out. You see, the faith. Because you see, it was the best of the best. So I want, alhamdulillah, it was given. I didn't know that other things are coming now to me. I finished with His Excellency, he has agreed. Now I didn't know that I'm a Somali lady. And I'm a Somali, and Somali also has another problem, which is going to give me more problem than me explaining that I can do. Now it came people who were really looking for those plots were told that actually the person who got the two is this Somali lady. And alhamdulillah, at that time, I was not known. And let me tell you, it's good when people don't know you. Like now, you know, I can't hide. So, people, when they were told it's a Somali lady, Somali? I don't know how many people have gone to Kampala. First, let me ask, how do they know Kampala? You know Kisenyi, right? You know how Kisenyi looks. Huh? So when they were told Somali, first people, and you know that is the prime area where the British High Commissioner residence is, where the Indian High Commissioner, all the top residents in France, all they are there. That's Nakasero. Is Nakasero Hill, the best. Oh, they started now saying, this lady is Somali? She wants to bring here Kisenyi? Huh? What does she want to bring here? She wants to bring here Kisenyi? Now all the Europeans, they went and said, we cannot allow. We cannot allow. She has to bring her what she's going to build. She has to bring. Can you imagine? You are being subjected to go and show what you are going to build there, because you are a Somali. So I went, because you see, I said also, I became very, very clever than them. I decided I want to show the in Somali Mahma, I don't know how we finish. Doksida, dantisa. Mesho kuchiro yani dantisu garana ya. Magani no. Waina adibuna santa adamanta garatit. So what I did, okay, I just said, okay, in it's okay. They told me they want my plans. So of course the embassy people did not call me. They called another European guy, lady, to give me someone to go and show what I want to build there. Of course I had a very good plan. They thought I'm a very stupid person. I don't know what to do. I took them my plans, which I was not supposed to even take. But because I was looking at the people who will rent my place are them. Huh? That's why I'm talking about the The people who I want who will pay me the money I want is them, and this is the market I'm looking. So I have to be very humble. Let them say what they want, but still they are the ones I'm targeting to bring business, so I should not talk to them badly. So what I did, I went to the lady. She summoned me. I went to her place. She gave me coffee. I showed her my plans. Actually, it was very impressive. After I finished, she told me, Amina, sarcastically and laughing, are you saying you are a Kenyan citizen? I said, yes, I'm a Kenyan citizen. Where do you come from? From Kenya. I said, I come from Bungoma. And Bungoma, is there any Somali people? Does it border Somalia? How do you say you come from Bungoma? Bungoma is a very rural area. And you are a Somali. You are Kenyan, you say you are Kenyan, but are you Somali or you are Kenyan? I said, listen, madam, what did you want from me? Did you want to know what I want to build here, or did you call me here to find out who I am? I said, okay, you see, Amina, we have called you, I have called you, and it's not only me, it's a concern of all the neighborhood people here. And the issue is, we want to know more about you. And the biggest problem we are having is that, I will tell you why I am asking those questions. I said, okay, can you finish all your questions, then you come up with other questions. If you want to know who I am, I have told you I am Kenyan citizen, born in Bungoma, went to school in Bungoma, and the other issue is, the other issue is, who is this? I'm born in Bungoma. Then I said, the other issue is that I'm a Somali, yes, by tribe, but born there. Now, okay, afterwards she finished and told me, she told me, okay, fine. I just want to tell you that I had Kenyan professional women, I called them for tea here, and I asked them to tell us who you are. And they all said what they know. You lady, where you are claiming you are coming from is a very rural area, which cannot do any big thing. Because if she could say she comes from Mombasa, Nairobi, those things we can understand. But where she's saying this lady is lying, she must have come from Somalia. And if it's true that she has money, now that Mzungu is the one telling me, if you true you have money, this money must be the pirates' money, and it must be Al-Shabaab. So I said, Okay, let me ask you. A country like Uganda, I was even now wondering, I said, a country like Uganda, whether somebody brings Al-Shabaab's money or pirates' money, he's looking for investment. What does Uganda as a country lose? It needs money. So where I get my money is not their problem. Me, I've told you that, but let me tell you, madam. Now for me, I think I have finished. And these fellows who told you that I'm not a Kenyan citizen, please tell them to take me to court. And if you have more cases about the pirates' money and Al-Shabaab, please, the courts are there, you can continue. After that, she told me, and I just decided now to go. Then she said, okay, Amina, go, but don't think in your mind that you think you'll come and clean your dirty money in this place. And another issue you should know, Al-Shabaab are cleaning everybody, and we know why you want to come near us, to clear us. But we will not allow. You should know that. Okay. I said, go. I just stopped, but I had gone there because of looking at the market. That's why I went. Otherwise, I think I didn't need to go to see her. So I went back. But I was very confident because you see, if you know you are not doing something wrong, why should I be fearing Al-Shabaab? From that day, I was really a Sijui who doesn't want to know anything to do with Somali. No, mimi Sijui, nini, I don't want to know. I speak my language and I don't want. From that day, I decided to be Somali because I said Allah made me a Somali. And I cannot fear about the Al-Shabaab, I cannot fear about the pirates, because this is one way of denying me the blessings and what Allah has given me, to be scared that because I am a Somali and pirates what. So Allah gave me even now more confidence and to tell anywhere I see, I say I'm Somali. Huh? Anyway, so they were telling me to go, but I just want to tell you, because of the sugar, how I managed to go to the sugar is because of what I have already done. So anyway, by that, what I want to say is that because of that, Alhamdulillah, the buildings and the things which people thought that it will not work, it worked. But I want to tell one thing which I want also to explain, because you see, we are having a lot of problem about hiding ourselves, being Somalis and all that. That's why we fear and become back, that we cannot do our thing. So I want to say another issue is that with that, because this one you will learn a lot, is that after that they started fighting me again. They didn't stop. They started fighting me to say again about there's a church which is just above me of that property. So now they took again my war from the people to now to the church. And that church is where the cream of the cream goes to the church. And they went and told the priest there that, this lady, this Somali lady has come here. She has said she doesn't want to hear something called church. She doesn't want. So she wants also to take this one. Hello?
You good? Yeah, we go. Okay. It's okay.
Okay, so I think my voice is also coming. So what they say now, the war went to the church and the priests started preaching.
Oh, pardon. Yep.
Okay. Started preaching that to say the church that started preaching that this Muslim lady wants to break the church and she wants to say, she has said she's so arrogant, she's a Muslim, she doesn't want to hear church, she wants to clear even this and put their buildings. She doesn't want to be close. I know, she wants to put a mosque, she wants to destroy the church. So, you just imagine, you know, things which makes people to be very angry with people is when you touch their religion. You know, other things is not a problem. Tribe and all that. When you go to religion, is a problem. So my friends who are Kenyans came and saw me and told me, Amina, you are really in trouble. We need to see you. So I called them, I said, come and see me. These are professionals and people who know me, who go to that church. I said, Amina, you are in big trouble. All the sermons today were there. All the sermons, we have been there. The sermons is that we found all that the sermons, they were saying that the arrogance which I have said. So now I said, now what do you want me to do? Because now if this guy, he knows very well what they are talking about is lies. When am I mad to go and finish a church to put a mosque? Am I mad? Then he said, but madam, we are telling you, you have to do something. Then I said, okay, can you give me, what do you think I should do? He told me, we want you to remove your hijab and go to the church with the coffery and take money to tell them you are not a Muslim. So that you can, you go and say you are not a Muslim. That is only when you will manage to take this place. Otherwise, everybody is angry with you. So then I told them, you mean I remove my scarf, I go to church, take them money, and tell them I'm not a Muslim? I told him, listen, you people, I want you to get out of my place because the priest is a human being like me. He will die the same way I will die. When I go like that, who am I lying? Am I lying the priest or am I lying Allah? I will not go. I'm a Muslim. I will remain with my hijab. And for you, if this land has to go, I know I am ready to lose this land than losing my dignity, my Muslim, and how Allah made me. I will not lose that. So I decided to go and pray at night, and I prayed istihar, and I said to Allah, if you think this is not good for me, it's not good for my religion, it's not good for my ummah, I don't need it. It's better I remain the way I am. If this thing is going to push me to where it is, I will not accept. So anyway, that is the other message which I want to say. Has Allah made us Muslim? If we have His faith and we believe in it, everything He will make it khafif, He will make everything possible. So there is no impossible in this world if He says yes. So that one also I want to, now I think I've talked about my history, and Alhamdulillah, those two buildings has made me my name. Not the factory. No, first I'm telling you first. You see, you must have a foundation. Now those two properties are the ones which made me my name. And the Al-Shabaab name disappeared. The pirates' name disappeared. Me being stealing where every business of mine was closed, disappeared. I am a brand. And everybody calls me a brand. And Alhamdulillah, I'm a brand because I decided to remain the way I wanted to be. If you just imagine, I could be lying. To lie to the president the way I had lied before, and I didn't go and tell him the truth. If I could have gone The guys of the church, I go and tell them the lies. You see, I don't think I could have reached today even to sit and talk to you. Now, I think the biggest now is the word shutdown. And we have now this one I'm going to go very short because it is an ongoing now. But you see, I'm telling you, I have just been lucky that people trust me. And things, I don't look for it, it looks for me. And all that is because people build trust and people build confidence with what you say, what you talk. Well, I don't say that I go to get challenges. That's why I've told you my challenges, but also other challenges on the financial side, and that I get challenged. But I go and talk to people. Some listen to me, some don't listen to me, but I always knock people's door. I don't get tired, and I tell people. So now when I talk about the factory, my factory is in northern Uganda. It is 470 kilometers from Kampala. But it is on the border of Uganda and Juba. It is just 200 kilometers to Juba. 200 kilometers to Juba. So you should know it's more closer to Juba than Kampala. But again, from where it is to the border is about 450 kilometers. So what I want to tell you from there is that I don't think I could ever thought of going into putting a factory. Because you see, factory, like let's say the sugar is grown in the fields. A place like, let's say, Dubai, you cannot plant cane. You must have land which can grow cane. So the people from there came to me and they asked me, they want me to put for them a sugar factory in their land. It was a very big challenge, and because the problems I went through with the building my other properties in Kampala, it was a very big, difficult decision. Again, the area it is actually like Somalia. It's in northern Uganda, but it has also had a lot of war, and that's why they never used to get any investor. It's the best place for agriculture, but they could not get investor because it was a war area, and people find every investor from out feels it is risk. So they tried, I think, many people, but it did not work. So they came to me, and then somebody from opposition is the one who was looking, because that area is opposition. They don't have any people in the government. But the guy, because I have good relation with them, because you see, when you are a business person, you need everybody's money. For me, I don't care who it is. So I work with everybody, and even the government knows about it. I work with everybody because for me, I look for business. So the guy came and looked for me. He tried so much to convince me to go even and see the land, even if I don't want to take it. So it took me 1 year. But the guy, every time, he's coming to me and saying the land is not even his, it is for the chiefs. And they have narrowed on me. So what I did, after 1 year, I went to the place. That is 2013. When I went to that place, first of all, there was no road after Hulu, I think, 200, it's about, I think from there, about 70 kilometers. But that it was so difficult because that whole area, it was raining, But for me, as a business person, already when we started going to that side, going to the side of the Sudan, I realized, Meshal, it is a very different area. As a business, I just saw that this is Medina. Very nice. So me, I was enjoying. But for them, Magadina. I said, please, now we are not going to go back. We are going, we'll go, we'll finish. But we are okay, alhamdulillah. I think no problem. So we went. It took us, I think, 3 hours we reached. And it was only 70 kilometers because the road was not okay. So when we saw the land, and don't even think about it. Anagu adan okay sida walaalaha inaan kula tashano meesha waxaan wawali bah we cannot do that. Another person was my lawyer. You know, I always move also with my old technocrat people. Lawyer Kiban with me. What can I do? What do you think? Seven not really know. Quickly, can we get out of this? This guy is just playing around with you. Okay, let's get out. I don't know how to they are not the best for me. So I told them, please, can you people, 3 of you, go in the car. Wait for me there. They were Somali, Maya, no. You have to go inside the car before us. I said, no. I want to. Then anyway, at the end of the day, I only sat. I even now they don't care about the 3. So I just told the people, the owners, what do you people need? Me, I have decided I want this place. What was your problem? What do you want me to do for you? They said the problem we are having, we need to get a title. But I said, then what is stopping you to get it? We don't have money because we need to survey the land. It's about 30,000 acres. So it needs money and we don't have money. How much money do you need? $500,000. I greeted them. I greeted the chief of that, the owner of the place. And I told him, tomorrow you get the money. Come. Tomorrow you get the money. So everybody saw there that this is craziness. For me, in my heart, I thought of 2 things. I said, these people, where they are, the River Nile was passing everywhere in that land. River Nile. It is the best of the best for agriculture. Rainfall is too much. So what I said in my heart, business has risk. Business, opportunities come, it has a risk. Alhamdulillah, that money you can pay. If it gets lost now, is it the first time I've lost money? I've lost several times. There's no problem. But what I want to say in that, you see, it made confident for those people that I did not ask them so many questions. That I only told them I will give them the money without many saying you have to sign for me here or there. I agreed. So for them, they didn't think that what I said was the truth. So they came to Kampala and I gave them the money. The lawyer refused and said, I cannot sign for you. I cannot be part of your issue. Because even how do you know that they live in the owners? How? These people are crooks, what? So I said, okay, even if you cannot sign for me, I know how I'll draft myself to just make my own agreement with them. But the agreement, even if you write an agreement and somebody has decided to steal, you will steal. But alhamdulillah, me what I saw, the biggest thing which Allah put me in my heart is that even if I lose, alhamdulillah, if these people can get their haq because of $500,000, let them get. I got the place. So I went. So now again, the people came to me and said, Madam, we are processing, but it's going to take time. I didn't know they had problem with the land. So they said, what you do? We told you we want sugar cane. We want factory of sugar. You look for any money, start buying the machines, let it come to the land. While we are making sure that we get the documents. So you see now they have got crazy people called Somali. You know, Somali, we never look very much. Oh, now you want me to bring the machines very fast. Okay. Immediately I go to India. And I don't have much money also. I gamble in my biggest thing which God is giving me is the land. If I grow cane, definitely it will grow, and that is the raw material to come to the factory. The factory is not a big deal. I managed to go and decide to talk to the Indians. But the good thing, I went to talk to the banks, and what the bank said, Madam, this craziness of yours, we cannot give you money against that land, because that land has no value. Again, it is in a very risky area, we cannot give you. But if you agree to give your titles, which is for the city, the two other properties of mine, and you give like the collateral, and you do equity release, we can give you money against that. So I said, fine. I want, because I'm almost finished this property money, let me take that one. I'm telling you, I was charged wa ho or kuko. The banks gave me the money. Wa ho or kuko. They gave me the money at 36% interest. And the money was supposed to be repaid within 3 years. For me, I didn't even look at all that risk that I'm going to lose everything of mine now with all these blunders I've entered. So I went and brought the machines quickly. I started building, and I was very, in 2014, 2015, my heart was very high that things are really working, and I'll be the first African to put a sugar factory. Others have been put in Africa, which is owned by who? No, not Europeans, with government owned. But this one is private. Not knowing that I'm going to lose everything because of Walida. But Alhamdulillah, I went, worked very hard. Cultivated the land, planted 2,000 cane. It came out very well. Made roads. I thought the government will help me to make roads. They didn't make the roads, so I did it myself. So the cost became so high. What we had budgeted became very high. The sugar factory, it reached up to 70%. I reached a place where I could not pay the Rivera. I could not pay. My whole company also started having problems, because you see now, if you are draining all the money and taking it to pay interest and these other places also where you could give you, it's like a cow which is giving you milk and you don't give food, definitely it will not give you milk. See, that's what I'm. So now with that, I came up now with a strategy. 2 strategies now. I knew now that I will not be given to keep this land as it is, because it is very big. Okay, alhamdulillah, first those people managed to give me the papers. I think after a year, and they worked day and night, or maybe 6 months. I think 1 year. After 1 year, I've done everything. They managed to get me the title in my names without lying to me, and they brought me the documents. I don't have the freehold, but they gave me the leasehold of 49 years. So you can see the trust I gave them to that time they brought me. Now what I did, which has now helped me, and she's correcting me now, I immediately saw that these people are very good, they are honest people, they only needed people to help them. So I came with a scheme to get the women in that area. I brought them together to be my outgrowers, yani people will plant cane for me. And for me, because now I have a lot of problems of money, For me, let me be the manufacturer and to mill for them. And for them, let them plant the cane and give it to me. So when I have now 6,000 of those women, I bought them cars, I bought them office, I opened for them office, I taught them how to do things, to bring them together. We registered the outgrowers. So I decided to go to the banks to ask banks to help now the women that now the factory is here, which is going to buy all the cane, but they have also them land which is unutilized. And their land also is communal. I think maybe Somalia also is the same, it's communal, so they don't have a title. They don't have, and for them to plant cane, they need bush clearance, so the cost is very high. So what I decided, I made for them business plan, took it to the banks, and said, me, I'm going to guarantee, because the factory is there, that this cost and the money they are borrowing, they will be able to pay, because when they sell the cane to me, I will be able to sell. When they bring the cane to me, I will be able to buy. So if they are going to get ready market from me. I went to several banks and they told me, Madam, nobody will trust these people. We want these things from them. Every time, okay, they keep 1 month, 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they come and send back to us saying they have objected. So I go to them, I say, why have you objected? They say, Madam, we need tangible security from these people. These are peasant. We want 3 years of audited account. We want a land title. So I go to other banks, same, development banks, same stories. Me now also, I have a lot of problems that I cannot finish now my factory. It is 70% I have done because the river is too much, everything. So I was stuck the whole of last year. I was stuck, moving from one office to the other. Then I brought my whole women together and we had to push the government to say that I have done work up to this much. Now, I want their support. They should give me money to finish the factory. And also these women, because of these things they are asking, they will never get opportunity in their life. These are people who were displaced, they have gone back to their homes. They don't have those audited accounts, they have never done business. So they should be given grant. And I pushed, I'm telling you, with good news now, I got both money. One money to finish the factory, and the government has bought 10% stake in my company. Of course, they did a lot of due diligence to check, wasted a lot of, up to now I have not received the money of the bank, but for the factory, but at least the signing of the agreement and the 10%, and for them to see how they could come in. That's why they have only got 10% on the money they are giving me. But alhamdulillah, for the women, they managed to get their money last year in August. They in fact planted for me the cane, and the grant is to do 15,000 acres. And that 15,000 acres, the government has given $7.3 million. On that 7.3 million, within 5 years, they will be able to generate about $60 million. Without now asking any more money from the government. I'm just talking about the 60 million. Why? The first crop they will sell to me, which will be maturing within 18 months, and my factory buys, immediately that they will get 15 million. And this money they are not supposed, the 7.3, they are not supposed even to take it back to the government. It's a grant. So that 15 million, then you know cane is just like grass. Immediately when you harvest, it grows again. So that is the kind of economy and the GDP I'm bringing to the country. But now I am pushing for them to release the money for the factory, because once they release it will take me less than 6 months. So I'm just hoping now. I think they will be finishing maybe when I go back for that one, because for the women already they have got, and everybody knows that I pushed for them to get. And what we have done there, it has never been seen in northern Uganda from the time Allah made how it was. We have transformed. The transformation is there, is like transforming a whole country, because that place is big. 15,000 acres is not a small acreage. And it was bush. There were no roads. You find the roads. The place looks very well. Now, that is the one I'm talking about. And I think I've said all my businesses and my challenges. So I think on my side, I've said, talking all about myself and how I have reached up to the place. So that's what, and anyway, the last thing I want to add, it has put me on the map. Even the meetings I've had in the Commonwealth, the meetings which has brought me in America, I am now talking, I'm being put on the leadership of how do Africa solve their problems. So that is what I finish. Salam alaikum.